shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here, as we're here for this special episode. As you guys know, the NFL free agency has been going down, and it's been one crazy ride since it began. And I wasn't going to do an episode because I didn't think it was going to be too much. But guys, as you guys see, and if you know you're watching the NFL, it's been one hell of a crazy week with teams getting rivals. Players going to rival teams, I should say. Guys going from AFC to NFC, NFC to AFC, Bears picking up wide receivers, Eagles going out and getting themselves great players, the Giants making a defensive line that nobody wants to play, Kirk Cousins, his blood is bling bling to the ATL, and so much more. So I'm here today to help you and get you through most of it. If there is anything that happens as I am live, please let me know. As you guys know, we were live on Armchair Athletes podcast yesterday. Corey invited me and we were talking about Justin Fields. And as you guys know, we were live and a few trades went down. Signings. So if anything happens like that while we are live here today, please, in the comments, let me know. You can't keep up. My head is spinning. And there are so many free agency signings, extensions, trades. I had to make three separate videos. I did have to make a fourth one, but I don't know where. I can't find the fourth one. I don't think I made a fourth one yet. I think this is going to be my fourth one today that I'm going to have to make in a little bit. But we're going to go through most of the free agency signings. There's a lot of big names, a lot of big players that are not on different teams and that are on different teams right now. So we are going to, and I'm going to show you all. I'm going to show you the 3 videos that I have of the players that went to different teams, and then we're going to do that. So I'm going to put some music on, watch it. It's about like a minute, so there's just so many. We got some effects and stuff like that. And if you do follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, if you do follow me on all of those, you may have seen these videos before, but there was just no way we were going to be able to get through all of them unless we took the videos because there are so many, and we might have been here for an hour to just talk about the guys and where they went. So I'm going to show you 3 videos, play some music underneath it, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to get Armchair Athletes. He's not here just yet. So when Corey gets in here, we'll get Corey in here. We'll talk about everything that's been going down. As I said, guys, if there is anything I'm missing, let me know. And I will get to the comments after we watch the 3 videos and we talk about everything. So while you guys watch the videos, like I said, if you've seen this, I understand. But write in your comments and let me know. So I'm going to go through these videos now. Let's do it.
You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face, baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby, came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty.
And the guys, that's just half of them. As you can see, there are so many more that got down, and there are more that I watched that I was thinking about that I do not have in those videos, such as Russell Wilson going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have, I don't know if DeAndre Swift was in there, but DeAndre Swift and Kyron Bird are going to the Chicago Bears. The Kirk Cousins, as you guys saw, and as you see on the thumbnail, Kirk Cousins is on the Atlanta Falcons. Quarterbacks changing teams. Gardner Minshew is on the Raiders now. We have just so many things to get to. So we got 20 people in the chat. Let's see your guys' comments. Let's see what you guys are feeling. And as I said, if there are any that I missed, please let me know. Or if any happen as we're talking, please also let me know. So, what's up, Jadis? Eagles re-signed Josh Sweat with that throw. You love to see. Yes, Kenny Pickett. I do not have the Kenny Pickett thing. Kenny Pickett went to the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Kenny Pickett, QB number 1. Just confirmed. Jadis said, don't you dare ever say that. Jadis, I'm sorry, bro. I just thought that was funny. Michael Gallup has been released by the Cowboys. He'll find a new home. I don't know where the report is, but I saw a report last night. Someone said that Justin Fields doesn't look to be traded. We'll see because he really wants him. The market isn't going well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys saw it, and you guys saw it in the video because I saw it. The Bears got yesterday, as we were live on Corey's channel, the Bears decided to go out and get flipping Keenan Allen from the Los Angeles Chargers, and they decided to put themselves in a good spot, and they decided to do their thing. And hopefully that works for the Bears, and we'll see what happens. But the Bears now have a good offense. If you look at it, if they keep Fields, they got DeAndre Swift, they have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, they have Cole Kmet, they have Tyler Scott, they have Garrett Everett, and I think they still have Robert Tonyan. So they have a lot of good weapons, and and then they could draft somebody in the draft if they go at number 9. Maybe we get Romeo. We'll have to see. Jimmy G, as you guys saw in that video, Jimmy G, he was released by the Las Vegas Raiders, but it seems Jimmy G has just signed with the Los Angeles Rams. Back up to Matthew Stafford. Carson Wentz to the Lions. Heard a couple of reports. I don't know if it's true. I mean, honestly, I don't know. But Carson Wentz wouldn't be an awful backup to Jared Goff. Yes, sir. We live. Yes, sir. Yes, we are, Jadis. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Jadis. Jadis, you can't say that, bro. It's your boy, Tino. Nah. It's the op season? You mean the off season? He said op season. I'm dead. So why is it the op season? Is Russell Wilson, I think personally, so Deontay Johnson left, and the Steelers have Pat Freiermuth, they got Jaylen Warren, they got Najee Harris, they got George Pickens, they got, I forgot who the other guy was, but I think if they went out and drafted somebody or got somebody possibly, any trade can go down at any time, guys. We've seen that in the last 3 days. Hollywood Brown went to the Chiefs last night. Yes, he did. Hollywood Brown also went to the Chiefs. I know Hollywood Brown was in that video. I saw him in there. Watch him show Kenny Pickett is the No, Jadis, I wouldn't do that for you. To you. Friday Night SmackDown, guys. Yes, we will. We'll be here live with Lamar at 7 o'clock for our regularly scheduled programming for Friday Night SmackDown. As is Cody Rhodes going to pay for bitch slapping The Rock? We're going to have to see. Yo, what's up? What's up, Daniel? Russell Wilson was the first 12 a.m. Yes, he was. He was the one that got us started here. Jimmy G to the Rams. Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, Cool Gamer? See what The Rock said about... Yes, I did. The Rock's promos on Twitter are fantastic. The op season is where players go. True, Jadis. You're a funny guy. Well, guys, showed you the videos. There's a lot of players to talk about, and our guest is here now in the background. So let's get him in here. Let's hear his thoughts as we talked a little bit about it yesterday. But if you weren't there, we're going to talk more about it. So let's get from Fantasy Armchair Athletes, guys. He's big time in Wisconsin. He's taking over. He knows Dan Kaplan. He knows all the big people. But he was nice enough to spare 1 hour with your boy Tino. So let's welcome Corey Sparks to Tino's time. What's up, man?
How's it going, bro? Thanks for letting me on. I appreciate you kind of stalling a little bit as I figured something out for work. But hey, you were on my channel yesterday. It's only right I come back and we talk more free agency.
Yeah, right. I mean, I looked at. I didn't realize we were live for an hour and a half because, like, on mine it shows me how long we've been live, and like with the way I had it yesterday, it just didn't show me. And I looked after. I'm like, well, damn, we talked for a long time.
That was fun.
Hey, speaking of guys coming, we got the MA football guy in the house. What's up, MA
Andy?
football? Thank you for coming and hanging out. We got Panther Alert, Airsoft in the house. What's up? Appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out. So. We talked about it a lot last night, and while we were live, 2 trades went down. So I told Jadis is our update guy. If any big trades go down and we don't see him, he's going to let us know in the chat because obviously we were live, and I didn't expect it to be our team last night. But, I mean, hey, trades are trades. I love
Keenan
trades.
Allen, man, for a 4th rounder.
Allen. But I went on Twitter, and I thought the Bears fans and, like, White Sox fans were bad. The Chargers fans hate life right now, and I feel like that they're about to, like, blow themselves up because they're so angry and they hate life. And it's like, okay, well, now I feel a little better to know I'm not we're not, like, maybe not the worst fan base. I don't know. So now that you digested it a little, and we've digested a lot of what we talked about, how are you feeling with all of the trades and stuff that happened a little bit last night? There were a few things, nothing like crazy. This morning, I guess Joe Flacco just went to the Rams, so I guess he's now backing up Matthew Stafford. So overall, how you just feel about all of it if the people weren't joining us yesterday?
Yeah, your thumbnail, it describes it perfect, right? It's a free agency frenzy, and this happens every year, but you and I were talking about this, and we've said it multiple times, Tino. I don't think we've seen this amount, this magnitude of huge names flying around in such a short period of time. Like the fact that we kicked it off with Russell Wilson. We got a little Josh Jacobs to Green Bay. Then Aaron Jones is out. We get Chicago invited. I did not even mention Aaron Jones or Josh Jacobs. So it's just
there's so many. And yes, if you're looking at, I want to say that about the thumbnail. If you're looking at the thumbnail, this is not a prediction. This is real life, guys. All those players are on those teams. Yeah. Yes, Derrick Henry's on the Ravens. Allen's on the Bears. It's Patrick Quinn is on the Steelers. So they just wanted to mention that. So keep going, but yeah.
Yeah, I think one that dropped yesterday also while we were on the stream, while Tino and I were hyperventilating about the fact that, the Bears got Keenan Allen for a pretty good discount considering
they did something. Shoot, that's what I just, I mean, Swift was good, but, like, I don't know. I mean.
DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, 32 years old or not, he'll be 32 in about a year. That's great. What I really thought was interesting outside of our own team and our excitement, Marquise Brown to the Chiefs for the price they got him for. They're paying him less than Darnell Mooney is making on a year-by-year basis. And Marquise Brown, I'm taking him over Darnell Mooney 7 days of the week. Not to mention he goes to a team that A, won the Super Bowl, and B, outside of Travis Kelce and sometimes Rashee Rice, had no weapons. You give the best quarterback arguably of all time in Patrick Mahomes a true wide receiver one in Marquise Brown. Dude, they could be dangerous. I mean, we're talking 13, 14 wins again, and they could do that three-peat that hasn't been done in a long time.
What? No, you're absolutely right. And what exactly did the Chiefs give up exactly for him? I saw it, but what if the people don't know?
We will check up here. They agreed to terms. So again, this is free agency. They just signed him.
They just signed him. Yeah. Oh, I thought they traded for him. Okay.
I've got $11 million for 1 year, and yeah, they just agreed to terms. So I know there's some trades going on right now. All they did was they went out and grabbed somebody who was available. Tyler Boyd, I believe, is still on the market. I'm kind of waiting to see where he lands, but
Higgins too.
Let it go.
I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean, I want to know what MA football. Well, come on, guys. What are we letting it go? Let it go. What are we letting? I don't know what we're letting go. We got them questions. Are the Steelers that good with Russell? Do they have weapons enough? I don't think they have enough to make the playoffs now.
They made the playoffs last. I don't know. It's tough because Mason Rudolph made the playoffs with them. And Mason Rudolph was a lot better than the productivity they were getting out of your Kenny Pickett's and your Mitch Trubisky's. Russell Wilson, for as much flack as he's been getting the last 2 years, Tino, even if you look at his numbers this season, he put up great numbers. This team was all right in the Broncos. We can't really say he was surrounded with a ton of wide receiver talent. Now you put him on a Steelers team that is run heavy. They're committed to the run with the 1-2 punch of Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. And then you have the dominance of that defense. They're well-rounded. TJ Watt is a madman. I think they get to the playoffs. I think they have a chance at that division. I'm still a big believer in that Bengals team, but I think they squeak into the wild card again, man. Like, they made the playoffs with Mason Rudolph. Now they have an NFL veteran who's done it. He has a Super Bowl. They've got Russ, man. I think they're going to go far.
The fact that low-key, I kind of forgot they made the playoffs.
No, you're good. They were forgettable, right? They were
absolutely right. Now that I remember, again, it's only been 2 months, but it feels like it. Yeah. It's already been a month since the Super Bowl. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Everything you just said is absolutely correct. So I changed my answer. I do believe that they could, and they very well could be. I think if they are, I think they do move up to like a 5 or a 6 seed. And maybe, again, it also depends on how well the Ravens work. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, again, one injury and the whole thing is so. But Mike Tomlin, bro, does something. The fact that he has never not like went under 500 is a disgusting stat.
Yeah, he always hangs around there, right? When you're rebuilding and you're still going 9-8 or 10-7, or you're at that 8-1 mark, when that's your floor. I mean, Tino and I can speak as Bears fans. Rebuilding is not supposed to look like that. Rebuilding is supposed to be 3-14. 6-11, 7-10, and you're hoping that you can build for the future. The Steelers have never really collapsed, and they haven't had a great quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger left. They've kind of been going through some different guys. They've been rotating a lot. If Russ can just give them a temporary answer, they could be dangerous. But then again, Tino, look at that division, right? The AFC North has the Baltimore Ravens looking dominant. They almost went this year, ran into Mahomes. They've got the Browns. When they're healthy, they're dangerous. I mean, they've got the Bengals. When they're healthy, you could say the same thing. If Joe Burrow can stay there, they might be in the market for Justin Jefferson. You've got Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd's gone. T. Higgins is gone, but they're still building that high-powered offense. Like, everyone in that division's dangerous, so it's hard to pick who's going to come out on top. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers go out and win 10, 11 games with Russ. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Again, maybe Russ just didn't. Maybe Denver just wasn't. I think that's like the biggest thing is like Denver just left such a bitter taste with Russ that I just don't like. Which Russ is going to show up? Denver Russ or Seattle Russ? Because we get Seattle Russ, then they go into the playoff. They might very well win 12, 13 games. Yeah. So, and I think that also does help with like a Jaylen Warren and a George Pickens, maybe. But George Pickens gives me too much PTSD, so I just think I'm just staying away from him next year. So
right, and they lost Deontay.
I have grudges
too, but
yeah, they did. That's right. They did lose Deontay too. So
he's flying around.
I mean, we'll have to see. I think that I will say this: Russ is definitely better and an upgrade to Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is like not awful. He's a good backup, and he also, and he very well might get the opportunity in Tennessee. I think he was in one of the videos that I had, but yeah, Mason Rudolph did go to Tennessee, guys. So. He is not there anymore. So, MA says, my enthusiasm for Keenan Allen is too much. Listen, Bears fans don't have a lot to root for. So when the Bears make something good happen, let me enjoy it for a second.
Just I agree with the fact he's old, but he's still 1,200 yards.
No, I do too. I just try to enjoy, Everybody makes fun of me when I jump up and down when John Cena returns. Listen, John Cena is almost 50, bro. I'm gonna act like a kid when he comes out.
Yeah, let him be exciting, guys.
Again, if you watch Chicago sports, you would also know this is a Chicago thing that they love to do. I know you ain't a Sox fan, but the Sox. We've had Manny Machado, Kevin Youkilis. We've had every old guy. I mean, there's so many old guys that have been on the White Sox because they want to get the guys out of their prime. I know it's not the same.
Manny Ramirez at one point,
huh?
Did they get Manny Ramirez at one point, or he was coaching at least? Yeah.
No, he played.
Oh, he played. Okay.
Yes. They had Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, it's like Justin crazy names,
It's just like one after Adam Dunn.
That's right.
One after another. So I just fit, But hey, it is what it is. I'm just going to enjoy it. We'll see what happens. And I saw the stat. Who said it? Somebody said it that he kicked butt for fantasy. Shoot, I think. Oh, it was MA. I mean, man, he balled out for fantasy. I think that just adds to the Bears' weapons. I mean, shoot. I'm excited. I kind of want to start a new franchise with the Bears and see how this team plays. Mm-hmm. Okay, the question is will the Giants draft a quarterback? I think they should. What do you think?
The Giants draft, yeah, I think it's interesting because if you look at the amount of money they owe Daniel Jones, I don't know it on the number, but they are tied to that man. unless we get a certain Russ-like scenario or they can give him an opt-out. I think they do draft. I don't exactly know who they'd trade up for. I mean, you could go for a Jaden Daniels if you wanted to stay with someone who's mobile. There's a lot of quarterback designed runs for somebody like Daniel Jones. They don't have a ton of weapons outside of Darren Waller. Like, I could see it. They're kind of out of the market, right, to go get a free agent quarterback unless they want to go and try with the Bears. But, yeah, that's an interesting question.
It is. And as you mentioned, Darren Waller, apparently 30 minutes ago, he wants to retire. So I don't know.
Gosh.
That would be interesting to see.
Sometimes you just feel bad, right? Like that, they just got him. They do have Drew Lock. Again, I don't think he's the guy. So do you go out and get another mobile guy like
Drew Lock? Remember when Drew Lock was going to be the guy in Denver?
Remember when Drew Lock was going to be the guy in Seattle and then Geno just took his job in training camp? Like, that guy can't catch a break. So
man, Geno was lit, man. I love Geno.
He's a good story. He's a good story.
Yes.
He was supposed to be on the bench for the rest of his NFL career, and here he is.
Exactly. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like we were talking about last night with all the opportunities. All it takes is that, and again, maybe if something happens to Geno, you know what I mean? Drew Luck gets that opportunity. God forbid something happens to Trevor Lawrence. Maybe Mac Jones kind of plays decent in Jacksonville. I mean, you just don't know.
Right.
Has never had a losing record. Mike Tomlin, bro. I would love to have Mike Tomlin as a coach. He's the GOAT.
It's crazy, man.
Chiefs have Pacheco. Yes, they do. Chiefs have too many weapons is the problem.
Chiefs they're building, right? Pacheco really broke out sophomore year, but we talk about the weapons out wide, Tino, and it's been tough. Like Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster was there last year. Kadarius Toney had drop issues. So did Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Justin Watson. I'm naming people who could have good games, but they couldn't put together a great season outside of Rashee Rice. Yeah.
And I mean, Hollywood Brown is definitely a great addition. I mean, we've seen what he's done with bad quarterbacks. I mean, who did he? I mean, yes, he's had Kyler Murray, but I mean, Kyler Murray is not Patrick Mahomes going to make Hollywood Brown very well, like a wide receiver too next year. And that just gives him more weapons where you don't have to throw it to Travis Kelce. And the fact that Travis Kelce was getting triple teamed, now they got to worry about Hollywood Brown because that guy can also run down the field, and all he's going to be doing is catching 80-yard touchdowns.
And Travis Kelce's going to retire soon, man. Like after the Super Bowl, he had to get on the microphone and say, "Hey, yeah, I'm coming back." There were people thinking Jason Kelce just retired. Travis has a new girlfriend. He's in his mid-30s. Maybe he'd hang it up after the Super Bowl. He's going to try and run it back for a three-peat. There's nothing stopping Travis Kelce from playing this 1 year and win or lose, going, "I'm done." And then what do you do?
So mad. Imagine a dynasty player that has Travis Kelce and this man retires. I'd be so mad.
Exactly.
I would be so mad. Did you happen to see the comment that MA football guy said last night? Maybe we could talk about it on here.
Oh, yeah. I can jump in there and see what he said. Sorry about that, Andy.
Let's see what you got, MA.
Let's see.
We got MVS as a free agent now. We got Brian. What's up, Brian? Thanks for coming and hanging out. Russell Wilson, my number one pick this season.
He's trolling. Brian, what's up, man?
Bro, please, Brian, don't do that. Let's not. Okay, do Commanders draft? Yes. Commanders draft a quarterback? Yes. I think that's what they do because I think they need a quarterback and then they can figure it out. They still have Terry McLaurin. They got Jahan Dotson. They went out and got the human joystick to Austin Eckler. They did lose Curtis Samuel, but I mean, I'm sure they could figure something out. And again, wide receivers come out of nowhere. So I think it also depends on how the Bears and all the other teams come out and what they do. Because, again, I think if I'm not mistaken, the Commanders have the second or third pick? Is it the second?
Second at the moment.
Okay, so it's the second. Okay, because it's so if the Bears draft Williams, hypothetically, they take a quarterback. If the Bears draft Harrison, they most likely take Williams. That's what I feel like is going to happen.
Right. So the comment that Andy or MA football guy was talking about, I can read it off for you here. It's a good one. So he says, I actually want to call expletive Elliott Wolf and tell him, let's trade our third or second rounder for Fields. No lie, 4-13 was beyond unacceptable. A first-round quarterback isn't going to get us anywhere. Either that, or I would take a Marvin Harrison Jr. and Nix/Penix from Washington. Also noticed I was the only guy who disapproved of his team's moves in free agency. So, yeah, MA football guy, obviously, MA being Massachusetts. He's a Patriots fan. He's a believer in going out and getting somebody like Fields who has some miles on his tank as opposed to resetting with a first-round quarterback. Or He wants to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and hang back and get like a Bo Nix or a Penix. So that's a good take. I think they're definitely going to put their eggs in the quarterback basket because they got rid of Mac Jones. So I think it's either you sign Justin Fields or, in my opinion, I think they get a first-round quarterback. They have a good enough pick for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And before we continue, I want to say thank you to everybody that did come and hang out. We got 65 people in the house right now, so thank you guys all over all the social medias. And for everybody that is new that's coming over from Corey's channel, I want everybody to know here on Tino's Time, if you stay in the chat, you're asking some great questions, you do all that good stuff. At the end of the stream, I give out an MVP every episode, so stay until the end to win that MVP. As we get to 2,000 subscribers, we are 16 away to 1,800, so continue to subscribe. The more MVPs you have, the more slots you get in the raffle. So make sure you become an MVP. Stay until the end of the chat, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So in case you've never been here, I see a lot of new faces from Corey's channel, so I appreciate you guys, but give you a reason to stay here for a while, hang out with us. Let's see, we got Seth in the house. I'm happy that Kenny Pickett got traded to the Eagles. Yeah, Seth, I know one person that's not happy. It's Jadis Young.
You see what they gave up for him?
What'd they give up? I did not see that, what they gave up. I just saw he got traded.
I think it's too much in my opinion. Kenny Pickett hasn't been playing too well, right? So if we look, they gave up, it's a third rounder and something else. Let me get the details for you real quick.
Okay.
Sorry
I did not see what they. I would rather take J.J. McCarthy. See, I feel like that's going to be the question for as you looked it up. I feel like that's going to be the question that a lot of people are going to be asking themselves: is who is going to be the next guy? Is it Drake May? Is it J.J. McCarthy? Is it who's going to be that guy? Because as we saw last year, Bryce Young was number one, and he wasn't I know he's not being compared like Caleb Williams is, but. I mean, you know what I mean? That second quarterback may work out where, we saw C.J. Stroud go out and lead the awful Texans, making them look like the Cinderella story. I was waiting for them to win the Super Bowl, bro.
They looked good, man. I want to give Bryce Young a bit of a pass. I understand C.J. Stroud did what he did with not a ton of help, but Tank Dell and Nico Collins still had great years along with Dalton Schultz. Bryce Young was surrounded by probably the least amount of talent of anybody in the league. Terrace Marshall Jr. I know they had a couple of other guys out wide who were helping too. Adam Thielen had a good start. Chuba Hubbard was all right. But these are not, especially Adam Thielen right now, right? He had a good start. But these are not household names. The Kenny Pickett trade, it's a package, okay? So the Eagles get Kenny Pickett and a fourth rounder for 2024. It's a pick swap. So then the Steelers get the third round pick in 2024. It's the third for the fourth. They get a seventh rounder in 2025 and another seventh rounder. So Steelers get third round pick, seventh and seventh for next year. Eagles get Kenny Pickett and fourth round pick for this year. So that's a little more even than I thought. I didn't know there was a pick swap involved. Ooh, J.J. McCarthy. Okay.
Yeah. So pick swap involved?
Yeah, pick swap involved. So the fourth and the third for this year got swapped.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's one of those things, though. It just, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know. Again, maybe it's a good thing for Kenny. He can learn behind Jalen Hurts. I mean, again, we see what happens when people learn behind each other. So we'll have to see. Let's see what else we got. We got honest truth.
Geno Smith.
Honest truth. Tyreek Hill's an no. I don't know. I don't know. I personally myself like running backs. But do you feel like, for fantasy, do you feel like the wide receivers are more valuable now?
It takes a lot for me, Tino, depending on where I am in my round, right? In the first round. To take a running back round one, obviously Christian McCaffrey, hindsight, should have been 101 this year just because of how he performed. Dude, I'm a wide receiver guy. I would take Jamar Chase. I would take Tyreek Hill. Justin Jefferson, it depends on where he goes. Now, do I feel great about Sam Darnold throwing to him? Not really. Would I feel great about Justin Jefferson going to the Bengals? I'm not sure because now Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase need to share the football, and it can only go around so much. You can't tell me those two guys are going to combine for 3,000 yards. Maybe they do, but you can only make so many plays, right?
Well, that's the thing, and there's too many. You know what I mean? There's other people there that want to catch the ball, and it's yes, I understand, but I feel like with that, I feel like it's just too much, and it's, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I also don't like having two, like, yeah, it's different playing fantasy, but two superstars on a team could sometimes not be very good because there's too many egos and stuff.
Yeah.
We got Jugs in the house. He says Chiefs for a three-peat. Nah. We don't want none of that.
You don't want a 3-peat?
No.
No dynasty?
No more dynasties.
You don't want another Tom Brady?
No, please no. Hey, we got the co-host for wrestling in the house. What's up, Lamar? Thanks for coming and hanging out. We'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock for SmackDown. Be ready, Lamar. We got Bailey, Dakota. Cody slapped The Rock. It's going to be a good time. Where does Bo Nix go?
It's a tough one. You could see him maybe be a serviceable backup. I was going to say to like the Chargers for Justin Herbert. Maybe he falls and the Giants go grab him depending when. I think Bo Nix could go to a variety of places, but I don't know if he's a starting quarterback in this market. I know he's sat in college forever, but so did Stetson Bennett, right? And Stetson Bennett ended up backing up Matt Stafford before leaving. So I think he ends up being a backup somewhere. I could see if the Giants wanted to take a chance, maybe that's where he goes. But, maybe the Broncos, you're kind of lunging for him if you take him early, mid, and first round, in my opinion. So I think Bo Nix could be a backup just about anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm going to ask you this. Do you think that he's a guy that needs to sit behind a quarterback and needs time? Or do you think he can go and be like a starter?
He's got so many college reps, and like his prospect profile is all right. But this is such a loaded draft, and I would take a Caleb Williams or a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels over Bo Nix. I mean, all of these guys are on stacked teams, right? But in general, I'd take those aforementioned names over someone like Nix, even though he does have a lot of experience. Some people go, oh, the guy spent so much time in college. Clearly he's going to turn out good, right? He could, but who else spent a lot of time in college compared to most people? Matt Barkley. What happened? Not much.
Oh, my
Stetson
God,
Bennett.
bro.
Not much. Yeah, we had Matt Barkley in Chicago.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and just another quarterback.
I think he needs to sit behind somebody, given where his value's at right now. I would not feel too confident about him being a first rounder, or a starter right away and just plugging him in. Look what the Packers have done, man. When's the last time they started a rookie quarterback right away? No, the model, especially with these guys who are not 101, is to sit them, let them learn the system, and then sprinkle them in a year, 2, 3 years later. So maybe that's what happens with Bo Nix.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we've seen guys work from that. We've seen guys not work for it and it work by that. And it's just, again, maybe what I have learned, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but there's something else I remembered. We talked about how, like, these guys are younger and, like, stuff like that and everything and whatever. If you remember, do you remember how Justin Herbert came into his first ever career game?
Tyrod Taylor got hurt.
Yeah. He had no time to think about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing. It's like maybe it's like one of those things where it's just like it's like they put so much pressure on themselves and they just can't go out there and do what they know that they can do. Just like we obviously do sometimes. I know there's times I do a show and I kind of, and I'm just like, why did I do that? I should have just done what I usually do. I'm fine. Like, what I mean? Like, it just act the same way you do when me and you were hanging out if it's somebody a little bigger, but sometimes I'm like, but it just like, and that's just the biggest thing. It's like he had no time and he went out there and balled out. So it's just like, Bo, I feel like is one of those guys where if he learned for a little bit, he sat behind somebody. I feel like then if he had a situation where somebody got hurt, then maybe he comes in and does a little, you know what I mean? Because, again, just don't think about it. So.
And some guys are ready for it, right? If you look at Joe Burrow, he was started right away, but when was Joe Burrow picked? First overall. If you look at someone like Andrew Luck, I know he retired early, first overall, and he turned out well. Some guys, Tino, they're ready, and some aren't ready for the moment, and that is so tough, right? You can look at someone who just balls out in college, but as soon as they hit the NFL stage, as soon as there's pressure on them, you kind of have to wait and see before you can make any huge conclusions. Bryce Young, we don't know what's going on. He doesn't have a whole lot of help, but we do know he was started right away. Was that the right decision? I don't know. He was kind of given a bare bones roster.
Well,
we've got Andy's comment here, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's the thing with the Panthers before we get to his comment. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they gave him nothing. Christian was gone. DJ was gone. This guy was, everybody was gone.
They gave the Bears everything.
No, I mean, we Bears fans, we love you, Panthers. Thank you. Yeah,
I mean, Panthers.
I think you said it yesterday. I mean, fantastic. You
guys
doing
a great job over there.
Yeah. They're doing fantastic. So, like, that's just the thing. But you know what I mean? And it's just like, so I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, let's get to Andy's comment. He says his last comment was confusing. I meant to say I want Harrison along Henry and Pop We need more pass catchers. We had it the quarterback, but the coaches failed him. Who is his favorite team again? I forget. Is it the Patriots? Right?
He's a Patriots fan. Yep.
Okay, the Patriots. Okay. I saw a couple mock drafts that said that too, where that Harrison, if he falls to them, they probably do take him. Because who's their quarterback right now? Who's the Patriots quarterback now that they traded Jones? Do they not have one?
It would be Bailey Zappi right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they might very well go into with Bailey Zappi. I mean, honestly, Bailey Zappi didn't do too bad. I remember one week, you know what I mean? He's not great, but I mean, I think he could be okay.
Technically, the starter right now is Jacoby Brissett. They just went and got him. I forgot about that.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Okay, Jacoby's starting then. You already know that, bro. He's going back. That's right. He went back to home base.
He's been in that system. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, people forget that he was behind. I said it out last night, but if you weren't watching last night, I said it. He was on the team with Tom Brady, Jacoby Brissett, and Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jacoby Brissett was the third string. So It's like, that's exactly what's going to happen now. They're going to try to go back to the Tom Brady formula.
Right.
So,
or he'll be a good backup if they go quarterback, right?
Again, it's never a bad thing to have a good backup.
Brian Hoyer. Yeah, Brian Hoyer knows the system, and they went back and got him. He's not great, but he's a backup that if you call on his name in New England, he knows what to do.
He said, Brian Hoyer, I'm dead. That just came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting Brian Hoyer's name to come up. But we got Armchair in the house. What's up, Armchair? Appreciate you, Corey.
Love that guy.
Love that, man. MA said, let's go. We appreciate you. Ravens, bro. I kind of said a little bit about Derrick Henry, but I mean, do you think this is what the Ravens needed to get over that hump? And do you think they're in the Super Bowl next year? Can they beat the Chiefs with King Henry?
That'd be an interesting one, man. I think it could come down to the Ravens and the Chiefs again. The Bengals have had some injury issues, and now they're kind of cleaning out that wide receiver room outside of Jamar Chase. I think the Ravens have as good a chance as anybody. I'd put the Dolphins up there with how electric they are. The Dolphins are running out of time. Tyreek Hill's going to be hanging his jersey up pretty soon. He said it on a podcast somewhere that this deal with the Dolphins is it, and he's done. I think the Ravens have a good shot, man.
Really?
I put them up there with a couple teams.
Wait, really? I didn't hear that.
He said, unless he said something more recently, that once contract is done, he's done.
Oh, and how long is that contract? 4 years?
Let's check it out. I mean, he's already 30, so it's coming up.
That's kind of, bro, that's crazy. Tyreek Hill, bro, man, what? Yes, sir, Lamar, you better be here. Lamar, you better be on time, bro.
Let's see.
Aaron Donald retired. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. What a legend.
Right? I mean, bro, we're old. I mean, did you see the Hall of Fame class that's eligible for next year? It's like Clay Matthews, Slabindisk. I'm just like, I am officially old. Not good news for the Rams defense. Rams should figure it out. I mean, they usually do.
So here it is. Here it is, Tino. In 2023, Tyreek Hill, this is off USA Today. You said this on Sports Radio 810 in Kansas City. He said, if his future goes off, he says he plans for his future to go off without a hitch. He will only have 3 more seasons in the NFL, and that was a year ago. So Tyreek Hill's contract ends in 2026. That means now it's 2 years left, and he's done, right? He'll be 32, 33 years old, and he'll be done.
That's nuts.
He's 30 right now. He's just turned 30 a month ago.
I mean, I understand wanting to retire early, but it's just like, dang. Like, the fact that he's already going to retire, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We got the Will Gray in the house. What's up, Will? How you doing, bro? Thank you for stopping and hanging out. Justin Herbert to the Bears. Yeah, so why don't you tell the people that weren't watching yesterday, why didn't you tell them your conspiracy theory about the Bears and the Chargers and everything?
Jadis likes it. Jadis says it makes sense. All right, so long story short, right, Keenan Allen goes to the Bears for a 4th-round pick after Mike Williams not too long ago leaves as well. That's a 29-year-old, a 30-year-old, and another 29-year-old and Gerald Everett that have some injuries or they're older, pick your poison, right? They left. They're gone. That leaves Joshua Palmer. That leaves, I believe, Quentin Johnston as well. My hypothesis is this team is clearing out the older talent in the wide receiver room. Under Jim Harbaugh, they're going to go for their home run in Marvin Harrison Jr. How do they do that? They make a deal with the 101. That's the Bears. How do you justify giving up the 101? You go after what the Bears have always wanted for the last century since they became a franchise, and you get your guy. Bears get Justin Herbert and maybe some assets, and I think the Chargers, Get Justin Fields, someone who can roll out, kind of J.J. McCarthy-esque, but more athletic under. Jim Harbaugh has never needed a good quarterback, Tino. He's had Alex Smith. He's had Colin Kaepernick. He just had J.J. McCarthy. So it's Fields and some assets, obviously, along with the 101, which ends up being Marvin Harrison Jr., goes to Los Angeles and plays in a Chargers uni. The Bears get their guy in Justin Herbert, and maybe they get a throw in as well. I think it makes a lot of sense. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but I think there's a chance, and I would go nuts if it did. So,
man, I love it.
Yeah, I'd be all right with Justin Herbert in a Bears uni.
I mean, especially after getting that and everything they had, and then I mean, you know, it would just be something that the Bears don't do. It would be some type of excitement.
And it would make sense, right? They're not dealing Fields to a team that needed a starting quarterback right now, or so we thought. If they swap him for Herbert, I mean, McCarthy did not go out and win that natty for Michigan. Jim Harbaugh has historically built elite players around, and what did we say yesterday? All he needs is a game manager. Justin Fields is athletic and talented enough under the right system to be a game manager, and that would make him so confident. In Chicago, he had to be the guy. He had to be the guy. In Los Angeles, if they build the right scheme under Harbaugh, he doesn't have to be the guy, and the Bears are just starving for a consistent and established quarterback. They would get that too. Dude, I think both parties would benefit from that. I do. I think both teams walk away happy.
I mean, it's a win-win for me. I call winner chicken dinner. And as I said yesterday, Bears-Chargers Super Bowl, imagine.
I would love it.
That would be some crazy stuff.
Put him in the bowl.
So Jadis has a question about Mr. Michael Gallup. Hasn't been the same since his his ACL ankle injuries. True or false?
True. I've got his stats pulled up here, Tino. So he had 507 yards in 2018. There's more metrics you can go off of. 2019, 1107 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. 800 yards in 2020 with 5 touchdowns. Injury happened since then. We have 445 yards in 9 games. We have 400 yards in 14 games, and we have 400 yards in 17 games last year. That sharp decline happened right after the injury. I don't think he's the same guy. And also CeeDee Lamb took on a bigger role, and Brandon Cooks came in and took some targets too. But no, I don't think Michael Gallup's the same. ACL is tough to recover from.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And it's like it also depends on, you know what I mean? Like when it happens too, it also depends on how you heal because we all heal differently. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things, man. So Jadis also says you have an alter ego. It's Armchair, and then you're the real Corey.
I've also been called Brock Purdy before. So
bro, you guys cannot tell me that this man does not look, Brock Purdy's on the channel. Look, Brock Purdy. Like, how was the wedding, bro?
How was the wedding? Yeah, you do your research. There you go. He just got married, right?
No, he did. Yeah, I know. I was just like, okay. Tyreek Hill did say he wanted to reach 2,000 yards. I mean, we'll see what happens. I just hope I know the 1 year I'm going to get him in fantasy is the year he's going to really shit the bed and probably be hurt half the year.
Don't get him, man.
My luck.
Don't get him. We want him to do good. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully. Yes, Clay Matthews is old now, but I'm just happy he's not on the Packers no more because, you know, that's why I don't hate Aaron Rodgers as much anymore because he's not on the Packers, you know. Andre Dillard was released by the Titans. I don't know. What are the Titans doing? What do you think?
Giving Calvin Ridley a lot of money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, they still have Tannehill, I think. They have Will Levis. I'm assuming Tyjae Spears is going to be the number 1 running back next year.
Tyjae Spears. He's been solid, man.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. I know. I had Derrick Henry all year last year. Tell me about it. It was great. It was fantastic. Hated it.
Levis, Rudolph, and Willis. That's the depth chart right now. Levis would be the starter. I mean, dude, they took Willis in the 3rd round a couple years ago. They took Levis in the 2nd round last year, and we still don't know the quarterback situation. Are they going to follow the pattern and take a first-round quarterback this year along with Rudolph? Really don't know. Maybe I think they trust Levis for a year and they try it, but yeah, they've got quite the quarterback carousel going on right now.
Man, the quarterback carousel everywhere is going on. Is there any trades that I haven't mentioned that you can think of that I haven't said or anything else like that? Because I feel like I've said a lot. Well, we do have a Minnesota and Texans trade. It just picks, but the Vikings received number 23 and 233, and the Texans received number 42, number 188, and a 2nd rounder in 2025.
So strictly picks.
Yeah. I feel like we're playing like Madden, bro. Like that's what I feel like we're doing right here because
We're playing
it's just
some
like
chess, man. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay. You know what we could talk about for a minute. I'll give Jadis a little bit of his itch. Do you think Saquon Barkley for the Eagles can bring the Eagles back to the promised land and make them Super Bowl contenders again?
You're going to need more than Saquon Barkley to do that. I think they can do it, but you're going to need that offensive line to hold up without Jason Kelce. They still got Landon Dickerson, among others, right?
The Eagles also got Devin White, too. They got a lot of players. They've been doing good.
Linebacking core, thanks to the Buccaneers, who are apparently having a fire sale. You know who I think needs to play well, Tino? I talk about certain teams that don't need an elite quarterback to do well. The Eagles need Jalen Hurts to ball out. This is a team that can run the ball well, but they also got to utilize their weapons in Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. I think it falls on the shoulders of Jalen Hurts, and Saquon's going to be a great compliment, but DeAndre Swift was good too. He had a 1,000-yard season. I think it falls on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I mean, especially if they take away that tush push, I mean, it's going to be real interesting.
Brotherly shove. Yeah.
I mean, what happens with the tush push? I mean, the Eagles are the Eagles. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. There is another trade that went down as you just talked about quarterbacks being drafted and the Titans doing that. The Falcons have been doing the same things. The Falcons obviously went on and got Mr. Captain Kirk. He's bringing his chains, his no T-shirts, his kids, everybody to Atlanta. But that means Atlanta had to move on from their quarterback, Mr. Desmond Ridder, after it seemed like he was going to be the starter of all starters, as they traded him to the Arizona Cardinals for Rondale Moore. And if you play fantasy, I'm sure everybody's had Rondale Moore on their team at one time. So
had some breakout performances.
He really has. He's good on bye weeks. So how do you feel about that? And are you surprised the Falcons gave up on Ridder like that?
When you spend that much money on a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, and he's 36, you don't really have time to play around. I think the Falcons did the right thing and said, we're going to give you a chance somewhere else. He is behind someone way younger in Kyler Murray, but I think it's the right decision, man. I don't think they believe that when Kirk Cousins hangs it up or his contract ends and he moves on from the Falcons, he said he's going to retire with the Falcons now. This is the third straight team he said that about. I don't think that the Falcons turn around and go, okay, Desmond, it's your turn. Maybe it would have happened, but I think the fact that they let him go tells everybody they didn't believe he had a starting spot in the future for Atlanta. So I think it was a good move. I thought it was a straight-up swap, right? Ridder goes there and Rondale Moore comes back.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just adds a weapon for Kirk Cousins where they now have Pitts, they have London, they have Moore, they have Robinson, they have Mooney. Don't forget about Darnell Mooney if you did not see guys Darnell.
Dude. They've got a very good offense. I don't even think it's sneaky anymore. Yeah, last year, everyone's like, they're a quarterback away. They got their quarterback, and they keep building. They keep building those weapons. So I think it's a very smart move by that front office. Arthur Smith's play calling came into question last year. They had to get rid of him. I think Atlanta's making all the right moves right now. I think they overpaid Mooney a decent amount, but they're getting the right guys in the right spots.
So that's the and that's the biggest thing. Where it's just, I mean, like, again, I would not be surprised if Atlanta plays better. Again, it just depends, and let's hope they just don't have to go through another 28-3 PTSD moment. But more trades in our division as running back Mr. Aaron Jones decided that he was going to be released from the Packers. I celebrated for an hour, and then I saw he went to the Vikings. So that was fun.
We're not done with him.
Huh?
We're not done seeing him twice a year.
No, we can't get away from that guy. So how do you feel as a football fan? Do you feel like Aaron Jones has any type of fantasy value being on the Vikings?
I think he does. He's still getting paid about $7 million, which in running back money, man, that's pretty good. Now, the Packers owed him somewhere in the ballpark of 12. They tried to restructure, didn't work out. Look, I know he's 30, but look what he did last year, dude. Like, he's still one of the better receiving backs. He's got a decent route tree. And for his career, he's averaging 5 yards a carry. There are not many people in the history of football that are averaging 5 yards a carry. I think Nick Chubb is up there. Walter Payton's in that same zip code as well. Aaron Jones, from an efficiency standpoint, is up there with legends, and I don't think he's going to take this sharp decline just because he goes to the Vikings. He's going to get his time. He's going to get his reps, and he got his money. So I think he's going to make a pretty good impact. Now, do I think that team's going to be phenomenal if Sam Darnold is the answer? No, but the running game is going to be good, man. He could win them some games.
Yeah, and again, he loves to face the Bears. So, guys, when he faces the Bears, start him in fantasy because
you already know
He still faces us 2 times a year. I mean, bro, I even pulled on my Bears sweatshirt for this because I was kind of excited, like, and then you know. But again, it's only pieces of paper until they play on the football team, you know. Speaking of swaps, though, we've talked a little bit about Mason Rudolph and the Steelers a little bit, but the Panthers and Steelers made a swap. As I want to make sure I get this right, it's Dante Johnson.
Yep.
He went to the Steelers as Deontay Johnson from the Steelers went to the Panthers. Does Deontay Johnson lose all fantasy value now being with Bryce Young?
I think he actually gets a decent amount of opportunity, Tino. Now, is that team going to go out and win 7 or 8 games? I really don't believe it. But look what happened with Adam Thielen, right? In the first few games, Adam Thielen had a good year. And I was telling people Adam Thielen's a sneaky pickup. Here's the thing about Deontay Johnson, right? If we assume he's the wide receiver 1, you know this, Tino. What does a team do when they're down 14 points? What do? They throw the ball. It doesn't. I don't care if the Panthers lose 42-20. I care if Deontay Johnson gets 7 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. That's what I care about.
It's big facts.
I think he gets a good chunk, and I think if he's healthy all 17, I think he gets a 1,000-yard season. Why not?
Man, do you think the man could not, like? Do you think he'll catch more touchdowns than he did a few years ago when he caught 0?
That's crazy, dude. I mean,
I just cannot believe he did that.
There's that season, and then remember when Jacoby Myers was like the guy for the Patriots, and the same thing happened. He threw a touchdown, but he didn't catch one. Like, it's just one of those bad luck things. But I think Deontay Johnson's a serious. I think he's a sleeper this year, considering he's going to be on a team that's probably going to have to throw the ball a lot. You said it, right?
Is Adam Thielen still there, or did he leave?
Adam Thielen is.
I think, I don't know if Adam Thielen did, but I also don't know what it is about Eagles quarterbacks as. No, not Jalen Hurts, because I know everybody have a mental breakdown. But their backup, Marcus Mariota, has decided to sign with the Washington Commanders. And Sam Howell was also traded. Where did Sam Howell get traded to?
Sam Howell went to...
Is it the Giants?
I believe so, yep.
Yeah, the Giants.
No, Seahawks.
Tyrod Taylor went to the Jets. I'm just going to start going through some now.
Yeah.
Bengals signing Zach Moss. Joe Mixon was released, and then he went to the Texans. Do you think Joe Mixon being with C.J. Stroud in that offense now will be better than what he was on the Bengals? And he was pretty good on the Bengals, but he was so up and down that it was like, and then they started using Chris Brown or...
Oh, Chase Brown. Yeah.
Chase Brown. I said Chris Brown.
He's from Illinois, man. He went to Illinois.
I mean, hey, whatever works. So,
yeah, but
do you like Mixon on Texans?
Yeah, I think Joe Mixon will do better than what the Texans had. So the Texans had a combo package of Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce had a down year. Singletary came alive the last couple of weeks. He actually won me a league. But I think I'll say this. I think Joe Mixon outperforms the running back core that they had last year in Houston. I don't know if he's better than he was in Cincy last year, because that's another one, Tino. Like, he's getting up there in age. As a running back, he is definitely on the back half of his career. I don't want to say he's lost a step, but I don't think he's going to get significantly better. Yeah.
And you mentioned Devin Singletary. He's decided to go and he swapped places with Mr. Saquon Barkley, and now he is a New York Giant. I said Jet. New York Giant. On a defensive standpoint, Xavier McKinney went to the Green Bay Packers, so that's exciting that we now have to watch that man all the time. We have Jeff Okudah. We talked about that yesterday. Jeff Okudah went to the Texans. That's just going to make the Texans defense better. Blake Cashman went to the Vikings. Man, I'm still going down this list. It never ends. It's crazy how much stuff has happened in just a matter of weeks. Running backs, Antonio Gibson has went to the Patriots. Antonio Gibson is, I kind of forgot he was in the league. We have Darnell Savage going to the Jaguars. Darnell Savage. Chris Jones, the CEO of KC, no, not Mercedes Moné, is staying. We talked about it yesterday. Gabriel Davis went to the Jaguars. Tony Pollard going to the Titans. That was one that I kind of forgot about. Do you think he is in any type of relevancy? I know I completely forgot. Do you think he competes with Spears, or do you think Spears gets the job? I completely forgot that he went to the Titans.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50, man, because I was a big Tony Pollard buyer from a couple of years ago. He had more yards than Zeke, yet Mr. Zeke was not efficient at all. So last year, I'm like, Tony Pollard's going to break out. Did he do good? Sure. Did he reach his expectations? Not at all. So To answer your question, I think it's 50-50. It's wide open, and the best running back through the first month or two kind of wins that job. I don't think it's Pollard's by himself by any means.
I feel like they're going to try to do what they did last year with Henry, but Pollard hopefully gets a couple more yards than Henry. Henry just running up the middle and falling down, because if I had to watch that happen anymore, I was going to scream and rip my hair out because I was so frustrated.
It's tough to watch, dude. Like, you've got a lot of touchdown merchants in the league, but I felt like that man was just allergic to the end zone for a while.
Jadis said, "You don't look like Brock Purdy. You look like Christian McCaffrey." Shit.
Christian McCaffrey's ripped, bro. I'll take the compliment.
Man, are you ripped? You got those abs, bro?
I'm not ripped. No,
He said, nah.
We're decent shape, but
Kurt is going to ball. And does he have weapons? Yes, he has weapons, yeah. Cowboys lost 2 players. What other 2 players did they lose? Did they lose Eric Kendricks? Is that who it was? No, he's not on the Cowboys, is he?
I am having trouble keeping up with everything. Everything will be in
up.
my... Oh, Michael Gallup was released.
Yeah, Mike, you talked about Gallup. Yeah,
that was one. And then Leighton Vander Esch, their linebacker, he was released as well.
Okay, so I did not see Vander. Bro, I remember when he first got here, they were saying he was going to be the next DeMarcus Ware, and that just did not happen.
Hey, had a good start.
He is when he can stay healthy, but for a minute there, he couldn't stay healthy, and then he finally kind of figured it out. Hayden Hurst went to the Chargers, so the Chargers, if your theory of Justin Fields works out, then it could be Hayden Hurst as the tight end in there. Seattle. Thank you guys for telling me. I kind of forget. Like I said, there's so much going on. I'm sure there's things we're missing. We've been here for an hour, bro. Like if I did not show those 3 videos, we would still be talking about the players one by one because there's so many. Like usually it's not like this. Like there's really not. But also what's usually not like this is the fact that we have 90 people here right now. So all 90 of you, wherever you're watching from, come and hit that like button. Go subscribe to Tino, to Corey, all that good stuff. Corey, guys, how far are you away to 1K? I know you're pretty close, so you got to get up there.
69 away. 69 away. 931.
You guys know, 69. Hit that subscribe button. I've been there before. Ryan Burns still bro, yeah, that is the one thing. That Giants D-line, I mentioned it earlier, their D-line looks a little scary now. Would you be afraid to face the Giants next year, or do you have to wait and see how they play together?
I refuse to be afraid of a team that, struggled to put up 20 points a game. So I think the defense can make some noise. If they get in a slugfest, they can do well. But I don't trust the Giants to win a clump of games when the offense is so lackluster right now, man. I'm not scared of the Giants at all. No, it'll be a good pickup. He'll probably have a good year on his end. Individually, he'll do well, but I'm not scared of the Giants.
Can't be scared of the Giants, man.
Not right now.
What do we got? What if Michael Gallup goes to I could see the chart. The Lions, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. Possibly.
They better get him for a good value because, like I just said before, last couple years.
Oh, yeah, he ain't going to be nothing big.
Huh?
I said he won't be nothing big, but he's still good to have, again, for depth and for, But
yeah, it could be a good 2 or 3.
That's the thing. You just get these, sometimes, like we talked about, sometimes they overpay for these guys, and it's just like, oh, my goodness, please stop.
Yeah.
Jadis, I love your questions today, Jadis. You're a funny guy. He said, should I subscribe to Corey or Armchair?
Brock Purdy. Subscribe to Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Corey, and Armchair. All of them, everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe the Cardinals. I could see the Cardinals. Cardinals kind of trying to figure. I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do with
They just got rid of Rondale. So, yeah, they got rid of Rondale Moore, replaced him with Michael Gallup. You've got about the same productivity, right? Gallup just needs to recover fully and look like himself again, but we know what he's capable of.
Yup. Is there any, though, that you feel like I have missed? I feel like I've covered mostly the important ones and went through and we showed those videos. So any that I missed that I feel like maybe we didn't talk about?
We talked about Aaron Jones leaving. I mean, if you want to cover like the impact you think Josh Jacobs could have, I know we talked about it yesterday.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about Josh. Listen, I was just trying not to give myself PTSD again, the fact that Josh Jacobs is on the Packers. But yeah, no, you're right. We didn't talk about it on here yet. Josh Jacobs going to the Packers, man. The fact that is the case. And again, Josh Jacobs obviously didn't have a great season last year, and everybody was drafting him very high in fantasy. I remember a few guys in one of my leagues kept him, and they were kind of, and obviously not the best because they were very upset. But a new start again. He's going to Green Bay. Jordan Love, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But everybody knows how I feel about the Packers. But Josh Jacobs, I think, overall will be a very good player, and I think that he's going to be somebody you can still rely on it's just going to be interesting to see how they use him and everything. But if he is used the correct way, then I think not Aaron Jones. I just said Aaron Jones. Josh Jacobs. Can't even believe I'm saying that, bro. Will be good on the Packers. I just hope not the 2 games that he faces the Bears. I hope they stop him. So, But yeah, so I don't know. How do you feel about Mr. Jacobs?
He's a good, productive running back. You kind of touched on everything perfectly, Tino. Like, not so productive last year, but he can definitely, he could definitely make some noise. And if he bounces back and the Packers O-line does their job, he could be top 5 again easily. Like, he's a great receiving threat. He's a good all-around back. He's not Aaron Jones. He's a bit bigger, and he can run with a bit more power. And they got A.J. Dillon back, too, so that'll be an interesting dynamic.
That's right, they do. The only thing that sucks about them bringing back Dillon is it's like he's going to split sometime, so it's like Jacobs might not be like that like top pick. You know what I mean? Because like in my case, I'm trying to find guys that don't have that much, and obviously almost every team has like a committee now. It's so frustrating. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing like we talked about with the wide receivers. That's the one thing about the wide receivers I will say is that at least with the wide receivers, like if you're taking like a Chase, Jefferson, something like that, you know that they're going to get the ball, where it's like sometimes we get flipping Jordan Mason stealing the touchdown from Christian McCaffrey, or Keaton Mitchell taking them from Gus Edwards all season at the end. Yeah, so, just the point there. The Dolphins, though, Jadis wants to know, how do you feel about these Dolphins? The Finns, bro, they going back to the playoffs next year?
Yeah, I think so. It's a strong offense. The defense is being built. I know they went out and got Vic Fangio. They've made a couple signings. I think the Dolphins will win another like 11, 12 games. They're a solid team.
Man, the Dolphins. Can't believe it. Can't believe we're the Dolphins, man. I just can't. So those are all the comments that we had. Oh, we got another. Eagles got Vic. Got Vic who?
Fangio.
Oh, true.
So he's not there anymore. He was with the Dolphins last year.
Okay. Jade is, yes. AFC, they ain't the NFC East least no more. They are the NFC East, finally. I mean, for a while there, bro, nobody could be over 500, for God's sake. So how do you feel about Fangio going? We obviously had Fangio. He had that good year where we had that phenomenal defense. Do you think he's going to make that defense better so then they don't get shit on in the playoffs?
Brought the best out of the Bears. Didn't do great in Miami, but that's also a warmer climate. More high-flying offenses are going there. I think he'll be fine. NFC East ranking, Jadis is going to hate me, but they did collapse pretty bad last year. I am going to go Cowboys, Eagles.
Really? The Cowboys?
Yeah. Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Giants. I think the Commanders build through the draft really well. I think they do.
Yeah. See, I would just flip it. I would probably say Eagles, Cowboys, just because. I mean, I don't know. I just think the Cowboys are the greatest. If you could win a Super Bowl in the regular season, the Cowboys would win it, but they just can't do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but the Cowboys will probably still make the playoffs as a wild card team either way, or the Eagles will make it either way. And again, we could see something crazy happen. Maybe the Giants do play great defense, and they just need a manageable quarterback. But again, right now, I mean, it's March. So, I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen, and anything can happen any day. And me and you are back here doing a podcast in a week about somebody that's hurt and out for the year, because then, that changes everything. And again, the draft is still coming up. There's a lot of things. We could see so many trades in the draft, man. It's insane. And again, with this, the way the free agency has been, I would not put it past the NFL for some type of like crazy stuff be happening. Because where's the draft at this year?
The draft is in Detroit.
Oh, it's in Motor City. Is it at the Lions Stadium?
Huh?
Where do they do that at? Do they do it at like the Lions Stadium, or do they do it like? It's forget.
Outside of the stadium usually.
Okay. I was always curious. I always wondered. I'm like, I don't know. So, I think we've been here for about over an hour. So I'm pretty sure we covered most of them. Jadis, let me know if not. But guys, there are obviously trades that will go down. There's more that's going to happen. Corey will always be on his channel, clearing them up. I'll be here. We'll get back together if it continues the craziness. But Corey, I want to thank you, bro, for coming and hanging out here on Tino's Time. Finally get you on for a football show, since I know we at least I know, and some of the people know you don't watch wrestling that much. So
Not too much, but yeah, thanks for having me on,
gives
man.
us a reason to talk, bro, and it's nice to finally be able to catch up and actually talk about stuff, and our team's doing something. So
yeah, it's been fun.
That works. So if you want to, before we go and before I start doing my outro, you want to tell everybody where they can find you, what you got going on, your big time success on ESPN Wisconsin, and all look on that, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm with ESPN Wisconsin, like Central Wisconsin. It's called Beaver Dam. So I do radio and production and kind of podcasting essentially and call games for a living. But my channel is Armchair Fantasy Football. Tino has done me the favor of actually tagging it in the title. I'm doing a lot of free agency stuff right now, as most content creators are. We do a lot of different YouTube shorts, try and make things digestible, and I'm trying to go as live as much as possible. I always take requests, and we have a lot of fun, just like you guys do on here. So as Tino said, we're getting close to 1,000. If you could leave a subscription and, of course, give me any requests, and we'll make content and cater it to your liking. But, yeah, happy to be here and looking forward to growing some more.
There we go. Well, we got 91 people in the house. So if there are not any of you 91 people that have not subscribed to me or Corey, if all of you subscribe to Corey, we'd have Corey at 1,000 at 6 o'clock. So go hit that subscribe button, everybody. If you're on X, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're watching, go and hit that subscribe button on both of our channels. And also, guys, become a member of Tino's Time. Leave a super chat or two. And fun thing going to be starting with the super chats. You guys know we're getting close to the 2,000 raffle. So if you leave a super chat starting tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, you will get an extra entry into the raffle once we hit 2,000. And you will have a better chance to get and to win the prize, because I've been saying it for a while, guys. You guys are going to want to win this prize, and what you guys are going to get. So make sure you guys leave all that. Do all that good stuff. Go and follow all the social medias on the ticker below. Go and hit that like button on this episode. Go and check out our episode from yesterday on Corey's channel if you want more. We talked about what were we live for like an hour and 35 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
So if you want more and you want to listen to us chat and ramble for another hour and 35, go check out that episode. It was a good episode, and thank you again, Corey, for having me on. So we're done here today, guys, at least for right now, but we'll be back here tonight for Friday Night SmackDown as we got Bayley, we got Dakota, we got The Rock. It might be a Rock concert, I don't know. But Roman, Rock, Dakota, and Bayley come and hang out. We also got Grayson Waller taking on Cody Rhodes, I think it's Cody Rhodes. Or no, it's Randy Orton, I lied. Grayson Waller taking on Randy Orton. So, we got Friday Night SmackDown tonight, guys. Go hit that like button, subscribe, turn that notification button on. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon, and I will see you in 1 hour and 20 minutes for Friday Night SmackDown with the man,